Hey everyone, I have your weekly update for the week because it's Friday. So a couple new things besides just having a house full of guests at the resort, so don't forget about that. We have some exciting things that we started this week. So I wanted to bring to you the concept of rocks. And our management team does a lot with rocks. And if you don't know what that is, imagine our goals that make up our vision. So we break those down into 3-year goals and 1-year goals. And off of a 1-year goal, we kind of divide up projects into rocks. These are things that make up our ability to achieve what we want for the year. So there's smaller projects that lead to bigger projects and ultimately the results that we want. So our management team does rocks every quarter. And it's something that we have really wanted to bring to our whole team. Just extra projects that are additional to your work that help us to get where we're going a little bit faster and give everybody a portion of ownership to what we're actually doing. So your rock is additional to your daily routines. So if you're a pet care specialist, this is something that you work on in downtime or that's supplemental to your work. It might even be something that's just incorporated into your daily routine, but it's new. So these are rocks. Your assistant managers all have rocks, and their rocks are kind of subsets of the management, and then subsets of the assistant manager rocks are all of our team rocks. So we're really, really excited to get this started. Some of these things are going to be kind of subtle, but you should be having within the next week a private meeting with your assistant manager, probably part of your check-in, where they're going to go over your rock. Some of the big ones that we're focusing on are restructuring things at our resort, some special training for our resort team members just to bring everybody's knowledge level right to the same and really be able to enhance what we're doing there. The customer care team is focusing on Ally DVM and training those areas as well as some other things. I think they have a mission regarding getting all records for pets who are coming in for boarding or hospital before they get here. And then a lot of the hospital rocks, besides each nurse having their own individual thing that they're working on, the hospital team is working on our AAHA reaccreditation. AAHA is that kind of veterinary volunteering governing body, though, that enforces the standards that we uphold. So there's over 1,000 standards now of things that we do to enhance our patient care. It qualifies the way that we run our practice. So I want everybody to really be educated on that and take ownership in what we do. So Danielle is actually heading up our AAHA reevaluation for the hospital, and she is assigning a lot of different tasks related to that to our nursing team. So everybody will be working together to master those areas and make sure that we complete our evaluation and just really continue to enhance our patient care through what we do. Kayla's focusing on patient care, specifically in the treatment room, and Rachel is focusing on some new team structures for our night team and getting all of those team members ready to advance to the next levels. So we are busy. We're rocking it. I'm really, really excited for everybody to get their rocks and start coming up with questions and finding opportunities. It's just going to be a really awesome thing. To me, it's that continuous self-improvement. So this is just totally reflective of what we mean by that core value. And it's important that we live it. Also coming up, not as exciting, but also coming up in March is going to be our open enrollment time for insurance. Our actual time where everybody can jump on our health insurance plan with Blue Cross Blue Shield is in April, but we start preparing for that in March. So that's the month that we call open enrollment. That's kind of like our free, penalty-free drop ad period where you can make changes to your plan, changes of people, changes of the coverage types that you have for supplementals, all of that. And we're going to handle that a little bit differently than we've done in the past because a lot of it's online. So there will be details to come. This is also the time of year where you see rates change. So look out in your email. We're going to be sending you some emails coming up soon on how that'll look, how it'll change. Now, when we say rate changes, nobody's rate will change significantly. We're talking about $1 or $2 per pay period as a maximum that you might expect to see it change because it's a percentage. percentage for an employee, and that might be magnified a little bit for spouses and dependents, but this is not going to be really significant. It's a very small percentage. The reason I'm telling you this now is I want to make sure that you're checking your email regularly so that you can look out for those things. And then also, this is the time to start thinking about what you might want to do. If you have been wanting to shop coverage with your significant other, or wanting to consider joining our plan but missed your opportunity when you were hired, this is the time to start thinking about it and talking about it. You can come and visit with Laura. She's awesome at this, and if she doesn't know the answer to your question, she can get it answered. So just make sure that you pay attention to that, because that's going to come up pretty quickly before you know it. I also wanted to talk about one specific thing, and this will be a quick update this week, but I want you to all, when you're collecting email addresses from clients, at the time that you are adding them into Avamart or Atlantis as a new employee, as a new client, or if you're meeting with a client when they're here for their annual because you haven't seen them in a year or so, think twice before you let them decline our email. We don't send a lot of promotional type things as far as sales. We protect their email addresses. Those are used for us to communicate with them. The only thing really that you might consider promotional that we send them are our newsletters, but I feel like that's really tasteful and always in the interest of their pet's health and engaging with us. We use them for reminders. We use them for updates while their pets are hospitalized or boarding. We use them for all sorts of things. So you may want to take some time to qualify that with owners. I'm seeing a lot more declined emails put in, and it's just not productive to the type of relationship and the type of communication that we need to have with them. So make sure that you take the time to tell clients what we actually use their emails for. And this is how I would say it. Are you sure you don't want to add your email? I want to specify exactly what we use it for. We're going to send you updates on your pet if they're ever in our care. We are going to send you pet health advice no more frequently than monthly. And we're going to send you reminders of when your pets are due for care, or information that we think is vital to your pet's health. But it's never used for any sales. It's never used by any other kind of third-party vendor. We don't share your email with anyone else. So that's how I would present it. And if it's still a no, respectfully, it's still a no. But I just want to make sure that people aren't just going ahead and declining their emails to be used if they didn't quite understand what we were going to use it for. And then lastly, don't forget to promote the app. We are still not growing our app users the way that we should be. Only about 1 in 6 clients have our phone app at this time, and I would be expecting that number to be more like 1 in 3 having it. So really, really important to promote the app to people who you don't know that have it. Remind people who do have the app that they should be using it and collecting loyalty stamps. This is going to be super important because our app company announced that coming up very soon, so in the next couple months, they're going to have an integration with Avamart that allows loyalty stamps to just automatically be accumulated within the app. So that means that you don't have to go through the act of adding them manually anymore. That'll just happen automatically. The reason that this is important is because we want as many people to have the app as possible. But we might be losing one of the points that we make with people, which is discussing those things and reminding them and asking them at checkout, do you have the app so that I can do this task? If that goes away, I'm just worried that our team is not going to be talking about them as much. We use that app to communicate with clients just as we do email. So we send them vital information about their pet's health, reminders for services, reminders to give monthly preventatives. We stay in contact with them about specials that may benefit them financially. So all these things are really, really important. It's part of your job to recommend this, and it's part of everyone who works here's job to recommend this. So make sure that you're doing that. If you have questions about the app, I want you to come find me personally ASAP. It's really, really important that we all get it and that we all know how to use it. So find me if you need to. Otherwise, get back to recommending those things. I hope you have a great week. I hope you have an awesome weekend and enjoy Mardi Gras. Hope the rain holds out for you. It doesn't rain on your parade, and that you have fun. And we will see you back here next week. Have a great one.